Derrick Henry is ridiculously good at his job.
Derrick Henry with a first down.
He's not built the same way as like any other human on the planet.
Every time Derrick Henry steps onto the football field, fantasy owners see points.
Give it to Henry, right side, looking for a gap. He's got it, he's in!
Defensive coordinators see a problem they've yet to solve, and defenders see a freight train in cleats. Built like a linebacker with the speed of a wideout, Henry is the last guy you want to see in your secondary on Sunday.
Attacking, give them vertical. They got them to stop their feet.
Because once he hits that next gear, it's lights out for anyone insane enough to get in front of him.
Look at that stiff arm!
This is the story of the most dominant running back of the last decade and the literal hell King Henry puts himself through to wear that crown.
I think he could possibly end up being top 3 greatest running backs to ever play, all time.
In a sport dominated by some of the fastest and most powerful men on earth, Derrick Henry stands out as an athletic and genetic freak. At 6'3" and 247 pounds, he's a biomechanical nightmare that defensive linemen struggled to take down on their own. Raised by his grandmother and nicknamed Shaka, young Derrick had to bring his birth certificate to high school football games to prove he was young enough to play. But once he took the field, he steamrolled everything in his path for 4 years, finishing at Yulee High as the nation's all-time leading rusher with 12,124 yards and 153 touchdowns. Then, at Alabama, Henry won the Heisman after posting 2,219 yards and 28 touchdowns as a senior.
Touchdown! Alabama!
Those numbers would be stupid good in any conference at any level, and Derrick Henry did it in the SEC. That's insane. But what's even crazier is that for the last 9 years, he's done the same thing to NFL defenses. But how does he do it? Well, that's the $250,000 question, because King Henry is at a point in his career when most backs are breaking down, yet he appears to be getting better as the seasons stack up behind him.
Here is Henry. On the reception for the touchdown.
Every NFL player has a unique workout regimen, and Derrick Henry puts them all to shame. For the King, taking care of his body is an obsession. We're talking full throttle workouts twice a day, 6 days a week during the season, and then in the off season, it's twice a day, every day, 7 days a week. And that's the difference. While most NFL players are resting up in the spring, Derrick Henry is training harder than ever. This might look like a big kid playing in his backyard, but every 100-yard sprint uphill, every squat, and every bench press is scheduled and accounted for, and all of them are executed with explosive movement and violent intent. To say Henry's obsession comes at a cost is an understatement. He spends nearly $300,000 a year on chiropractors, massage therapists, cryo sessions, and hyperbaric oxygen, all to keep his body running like a war machine. And when the work stops, the fueling starts. We're talking 4,000 to 5,000 calories a day of clean meals loaded with purpose.
No gluten, no artificial sugars, no fried foods, no dairy.
Every bite is calculated and prepared by the King's private chef to rebuild what the gym tears down. But Henry's regimen isn't Instagram hype. There are no off days and no shortcuts, because you don't run through defenders in December unless you outwork them in April. This is why Henry doesn't fade in the second half of the season, why he's still accelerating in the fourth quarter of playoff games.
Derrick Henry in the fourth quarter just punishes defenses and ends games. That's what he does.
And why at a point in his career when most backs are breaking down, 31-year-old King Henry just keeps getting stronger. Watching Henry work out is a sight to behold, but it's nothing compared to the highlight reel that comes from all of that training. Because in season is where the results are on full display, when the muscle and the speed combine to create something truly dangerous. All the ice baths, the early mornings, the clean eating, and brutal lifting show up and show out on Sundays. That 100-yard hill is the reason Henry leads the league in fourth quarter rushing yards year after year, and the reason 5 on the other side are always moving backward when the King gets the ball on the goal line. It's not luck, and it's not just genetics, it's the price of discipline, because when you've put in that much work on your days off, it's the other guys that get the beat down, get posterized, and get humiliated. And when the King decides to drop the hammer like Thor, it's not just to make big plays, it's to make the guys who were lying on a beach in February feel every ounce of pain that Henry endured while they were doing nothing.
I think he's going to be one of them guys who can continue to have this success for a very long time.
Now, there are stiff arms, and then there's the stiff arm. The one that Derrick Henry uses to embarrass defenders and create his own traffic lanes. Just ask Kalen Carson about it. How about Josh Norman? Or maybe Minka Fitzpatrick?
He might go! 99 yards!
Put the crown on. There you go, boy.
It's one thing to put your team on your back, but another altogether to put an entire opposing defense on their backs all on the same play. But that's what greatness does. Derrick Henry's stiff arm is a reminder to the rest of the league of who exactly he is and what he's doing while they're on vacation every year. You don't get to be 6'3", 247 pounds and still outrun cornerbacks unless your legs are doing something nobody else's are. Henry's calling card is a balance of speed and power, but in his case, the speed is otherworldly for a guy his size, and it generates something absolutely terrifying to defend. Because when the king hits the second level, he's not just dangerous, he's gone, and long gone.
The king has landed.
Next Gen Stats has clocked Henry moving at more than 21 miles per hour in full pads, so it's not hyperbole when we tell you that's linebacker weight moving at sprinter speed, and it's all built in the offseason with endless hill sprints, sled pushes, and brutal drills designed to make 250 pounds move like 180. In Derrick Henry's world, every day is leg day. The power comes from the squat rack, the endurance comes from hours of lower body conditioning, but the top speed, the thing that truly makes Derrick Henry unfair, is all genetics. And once he gets going, grab your popcorn and enjoy the show, because at that point, you're not catching him. You're just watching him do whatever the hell he wants out there. Running backs aren't supposed to last this long. They hit 27 and the cliff comes fast, along with the injuries, reduced touches, and replacements waiting in the wings. But Derrick Henry is 31 going into his 10th season, and he hasn't lost a step. He's still a bell cow, still breaking monster runs and leaving DBs in his wake, and still logging 25 carries a game like every week is week 1. That's not normal. That's not supposed to happen. But then again, nothing about Henry's process is normal. Not 5 a.m. workouts 7 days a week, not the recovery protocols, the diet, or the ice baths, and certainly not the $300,000 a year he spends to keep his body battle ready. As much as any running back who's ever played the game, Derrick Henry lives football. That's the key, because longevity in this league doesn't come easy, especially not at running back. But then, Derrick Henry isn't built like anyone else, and he refuses to age like them either, no matter what it takes to make that happen. The yards are going to keep piling up for Derrick Henry, at least for the foreseeable future, but he'll be the first to tell you that all of that work, all of those hours and reps aren't about chasing records or even greatness. They're about chasing a ring, the one thing the king is still chasing to cement his Hall of Fame legacy. And make no mistake about it, Derrick Henry is probably a first ballot shoo-in for Canton if there ever was one.
He may be all 3 levels, high school, college, NFL, the greatest running back ever in that aspect. Absolutely Hall of Fame.
Only 9 players in NFL history have hit 2,000 yards in a single season. Henry is one of them, and in 2024, he nearly did it for a second time, falling just 79 yards shy. No one else has even come close. But as impressive as that fact may be, the thing that makes Henry truly one of a kind is the way this workhorse goes about his business. This king doesn't give speeches or call attention to himself like a diva. He just flat out brings it 7 days a week, every week of every year, and he has for the last decade. Now, there's no secret as to what makes Derrick Henry truly great. His regimen is as well documented as it is legendary, and yet no one else is even trying to keep up. That should tell you everything you need to know about Shaka and why he may well end up the greatest running back in NFL history. There's a reason no one wants to tackle him. There's a reason he breaks down defenses and still looks fresh in the fourth quarter. It's not just size or speed. It's a work ethic that never flinches, a routine built to punish weakness, and a mindset evolved for late game violence. As long as Derrick Henry's on the field, no defender is safe, no lead is comfortable, and no game is ever over. So tell us, what's your favorite Derrick Henry moment? The 99-yard run, the stiff arm, the playoff domination? Drop it in the comments section below, hit like, subscribe, and stay locked into Snap Count, where greatness isn't gifted, it's built.